What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dudama Gaming. Godzilla's Wrath here, and I'm back to do another video. I'm pretty hyped. YouTube is working, everything is working, so I'm gonna make one more. This is why I think Resident Evil 7 is the best Resident Evil. I know, sacrilege. How can it be better than Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1? I've been there. I was there with the rest of you. Me and Jose, man, Jose used to be able to beat Resident Evil 1 on Expert with invisible zombies in like 2 hours or something like that. It was crazy. I used to be able to beat Resident Evil 4 on the hardest difficulty Expert in like 2 hours and 30 something minutes. I was actually 4 minutes off from the world record at one point. I still have the save file on my GameCube. Look, I get it. This Resident Evil is different from anything we have seen, but so is Resident Evil 4. And I know a lot of people out there say that Resident Evil 4 isn't Resident Evil. And I see why you say that, but hear me out. I think Resident Evil 7 is the best Resident Evil, and I haven't even beat the game yet. Me and Jose are actually holding off. We're actually debating on me picking up a PS4 Pro and Jose picking up the PSVR. But hear me out. For the first time in any Resident Evil, I've genuinely felt fear. Again, I have genuinely felt fear. I have genuinely felt afraid playing a fucking video game. And that doesn't happen to me often. I'm a huge horror movie fan. You know, I have hundreds of horror movies in my own personal collection. But in this game, I legit felt fear. I mean, it harkens back to, you know, Below. I don't know if anybody's seen that. Or Deep. What is that movie with the girls and they go in the cave? You know, it just has that sense of atmosphere. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I will definitely say this is the most westernized Resident Evil. Like, they definitely are trying to appeal to the Western audiences. This is the best Resident Evil, in my opinion. Resident Evil 1 is the last game that I played, Resident Evil wise, where I was like, okay, this is a little creepy. Resident Evil 4, I felt anxious at times because I remember going to Jose's house and being like, dude, what are these guys saying? Because they all speak Spanish. And it was legit helping me cheat. Like, they legit say, hey, we're going to get the ladder, or get the ladder and go upstairs. But this, you know, Resident Evil 4, look, I get it. For many people, Resident Evil 4, it's genre defining. Like, everything about that game changed the way video games were played forever. I can't think of any game before Resident Evil 4 with the shoulder aiming. And I get that. It's genre defining. But in its own realm, Resident Evil 7 scared the shit out of me, man, at some points. I mean, it's basically Resident Evil 1. You still have to go around and collect your keys. You still have to get keys for certain doors. You still have no items. You still, you know, I hear all these people saying, oh, this isn't a Resident Evil game. How are you going to say Resident Evil 7 is not a Resident Evil game? Like, it's literally Resident Evil 1, but it's first person. Which, I think the graphics do it a service. Like, graphics have finally reached a point where you can feel enveloped in these games. You can feel like you are there. Like, graphics have finally reached a point where you can truly feel like you are part of the experience. And that's why I think Resident Evil 7 is the best. I think the first person view, I feel like there's no other way they could have done a Resident Evil to give you this same sense of dread, this same sense of what's going to be around that corner. Like, if they'd have went back to the fixed camera angles and tank controls, so many people would have complained. And, you know, guys like us who have played the game since the beginning would have agreed and been like, oh, this is great, but this is Resident Evil. Like, it feels amazing. Everything about the game, even when you enter save rooms, it's like, I am in Resident Evil. I don't know how anybody can say this is not Resident Evil. I disagree with that fully. And maybe in the comment sections you want to disagree, and I am down to talk. I work tomorrow. I am down to talk all day. Or maybe you want to hit me up on Xbox Live. Message me. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. But I truly believe Resident Evil 7 is the best Resident Evil. It's the best. And I loved 4 with a passion. It will always hold a certain spot in my heart. That and Resident Evil 3. Yes, I'm one of those guys who think 3 is the best of the original trilogy. But this is the best Resident Evil. The atmosphere, the sense of dread. I mean, come on guys, we just had Resident Evil 6. Did you ever think you'd play a Resident Evil again that would be good? Exactly. I'm just letting that sink in right there. This is the best Resident Evil, in my opinion. And I know that opinion may not be for everybody, but I truly believe Resident Evil 7 is the best Resident Evil. If you haven't picked this game up or you've been on the fence, this is the time to get into the Resident Evil franchise. Get Resident Evil 7. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe you will want to go and pick up the other ones. They sell 4, 5, and 6 on Xbox One and PS4 for $60, and it goes on sale all the time. I see it for like $30. Buy Resident Evil 7. Support the franchise. Let's bring it back. Because I truly believe Resident Evil 7 is the best. We'll see you guys next time on Dudema Gaming. Rate, comment, subscribe. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but let's talk about it in the comments. Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you are on Xbox, find the Dudema Gaming Club, because we're all here to play. All of us. Me, Jose, and Chepo. Level 45 Arcanine, Charizard, Godzilla's Wrath. We're all ready to play. Hit us up. Dudema Gaming on Xbox. Later.
Where in the hell you think you're going to, son? You gonna have to do better than...